I see there's coming a civil lawsuit against that school district in Danvers, Boston, Massachusetts, where um, Philip and Colleen are engaged in this murder and so forth scene. Now, I know that many people hold her up as a very decent little lady who's just interested in her students and want to see them thrive and so forth. And the case is not over yet. We haven't seen the evidence, but I'm sure that the evidence is going to show that she was out there doing sex with these students. Okay, and she and this young man had some sexual relationship. Either she's pregnant or she's getting a new man or he doesn't want her no more. And domestic violence ensued and the death happened. Okay, now the school and the school district are liable here, I believe. They're liable for this lady to be engaging students out of the school environment and after hours. The school board should make it that teaching, when you're working for the school district, we're responsible for your teaching activities, and you ought to be only teaching when in school. And any time you keeping students in school after hours, you need to get permission from somebody, counselor, the principal's office, the vice principal's office, the office, somebody, and another person has to be in there. And this detention and discussion, whatever, has to happen in a place in the office as opposed to in the classroom. Because had that happened, we wouldn't have had whatever the circumstances there, whether there was sex, whether there was what, all that wouldn't happen. And not to use the social media, calling himself a teacher and calling the school district name. Because all it looks beautiful, there's always the potential for abuse. And, you're going to give people a good sort of a report and you look at them as nobly until things go bad. And sometimes that's too late. So they need to have no more of that. And then also, this school should have a policy of somebody needs to sweep the school through and see and lock the doors and make sure that nobody is hiding anywhere, nobody's in there. Because how it happens like this, some student could have stayed in school and then just cart all the computers out at evening and whatever else they need, theft and so forth. Okay, and they have some kind of security there. The gate is locked because he was able now to wheel her body out through the place and dump it over there and so forth. They need to have somebody watching the place, either through cameras with a remote central place. They need to be doing something with these school compounds. And the school needed to protect this guy. This guy is vulnerable, and this teacher, who seemed to be well-meaning and everybody has her high esteem, was abusing this child. And who knows how many other students she has abused. Now, later on, when things settle, we're probably going to start hearing the facts and what her true motives and operandi was. And it's going to be disturbing. I'm not going to be bothered one way or another because I suspect that there's a whole bunch of hanky-panky, there's a whole bunch of stupid stuff that's going down. So I'm not impressed, because I'm not impressed for a lot of reasons. She can't make no difference in this world. One person can't make no difference. That's a misnomer. People say you could make a difference for yourself. You can make a difference for yourself, but you can't make a difference in other people's life by going way beyond and working extra hours. What you're doing is that, look, man, when I finish teaching, school, and I try to go to do a second job, I'm tired. All right. So instead of now me having some time to relax, so that I could do some research and work on the plan that I'm going to do the next day, so that I could be very effective, I've been bothered all night, by students who apparently can't get it done, and the 9 yards and all that stuff, and getting all kind of relationship with these people and obstructing the development and the life further. So it should be mandatory that after school there's no more teaching activities that will impede your ability to function properly the next day. For this whole week here that I taught in school, I can't even go out and recycle because I'm tired when I reach in town. I just go pick my bike, I just make one trip, and I just gotta call it a day because I fear that I might work so hard, and so that the next day, which I'm going to be making much more money than I would recycle, I'm going to obstruct myself in that day. I might fall asleep or whatever and get fired and so forth. You see what I'm saying? So we should make it that no more teaching and none of that games again. If there's any student who needs help, the school should provide help, supervise help, in a classroom somehow like that. No teacher should take it on her thing to have no private and no personal contact with students after hours, even though it's nice and she's good and all this stuff. It shouldn't happen. Because if this young lady here was, mindful of her business and get you a man, get you some kids and get a life, she would have been alive today. But she wants to dedicate herself to perpetual sex with these students, it seems, or trying to help the students on it's so kind of immature and trivial, and for the school district and for the state to be saying that, oh, this was so good. Don't they think up there? Boston is a place that they seem to be just a bunch of gaffes up there. So I hope that this incident here is going to cause school districts to review their policies and rein in these so-called nice teachers who like to do all these extracurricular and after hours crap, because you see where it could go. And as I said, we don't know exactly what really was happening between her and the student. Now, if I were to get a timeline of this stuff, why would she want to castigate this guy and beat him down for not doing her work? What's the point? The grade system is enough to get him going and get to his parents and get somebody in counseling or somebody to demote him to another class where he could start getting the experience he needs to come forward. All right? And by virtue of this fellow not interested in studying, it shows that that's what happens when a teacher and a child is involved in some kind of hanky-panky sexual relationship. They take it beyond. Now, as a mature person, if I having sex with a police woman, for example, it doesn't mean that I can go down and go through traffic lights when she's manning a light or something like that, or go and fire a gun when she's patrolling or something like that. You have to be responsible, okay? And this guy doesn't have the experience, because if I were him, say it was a college degree stuff, and then she was my professor and we had something going, you think I'm gonna sit around and don't do my work? I'm gonna be doing my work. I'll be doing better, because she might give me some extra lessons and I might give her some extra lessons too, and so forth. But this guy, he's not mature enough, so he ain't doing nothing. He's just doodling. And what's going through his mind is, how she likes this and she like that, and she wants more of that and more of this, and whether the baby this, all that kind of stuff. Can I handle a baby? Instead of school, my parents gonna say, what them guys gonna say, I'm gonna have to get me a job, and all them things going through mind. So the fella snap and kill her, and that shouldn't be murder, that should be something else. Maybe domestic violence. It wasn't premeditated in the sense that he saw her walking on the street, he planned to kidnap her and kill her. No, they had a relationship going, it wasn't going well, he was upset, and he wasn't even thinking of killing her. But then the ultimate happened in that meeting. She must have made the ultimatum, we will not be doing nothing no more, or I'm pregnant. Or he said, baby, you know what, this thing is, I can't handle this. This thing got to be over. And she must grab him and try to choke him, and then, can't breathe or whatever, and then just get a knife and just cut her or whatever and kill her. You see what I'm saying? So school districts, the state, the city have to come up with a policy to regulate these teachers.